888-7753-773. Let me go to Jenny out of Tennessee. Jenny, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thank you, Jesse.
Welcome.
I have a question. I called you a few months ago, so I'm a second-time caller.
Okay.
I was the woman who used to be the super liberal teacher that indoctrinated her students, and I'm conservative and Christian now. I used to be an atheist, so I made a big change in 2020, and this is relating to this question. So in 2020, when my family, I have a very large family, and when they found out I voted for Trump, a lot of people in my family totally disowned me. Some people sent me really nasty messages, said nasty things about me. A lot of them were gossiping about me. I found out from other members of the family that let me know that they were talking trash about me behind my back. And basically, most of my family thinks I'm a fascist, Nazi, Christo-fascist, and all of that kind of stuff. So they all live in California in the Bay Area, and they're all super far left, to the point of some of them even supporting Antifa.
Wow.
So I have a family reunion coming up, and I haven't seen most of my. Pretty much, I've just seen my dad and my brothers since this all happened.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as my extended family goes, I haven't seen anyone or talked to anyone other than one cousin who still talks to me. And I was just wondering, is there any point in even going to the family reunion? Should I go to it and just act like nothing happened and face them? Or is there even any point in being around people that have treated me that way?
Why would you even consider going into hell?
That's a good question. I guess because I didn't want to be afraid of them.
That doesn't mean you're afraid. You know that that's hell. You already know that you're your enemies. Why do you need or even would consider going amongst them?
I guess to just show that I was a bigger person and that I wasn't going to hold a grudge and that I don't care what they've said about me. I don't know.
And
also, part of me, I guess, just is, I don't know if I want to keep this feud going for the rest of my life. I mean, I was thinking about, what if one of my aunts or uncles dies? They're getting older. Am I going to just cut myself off from the entire family for the rest of my life, or should I just get over this and see if I can get them to realize that, the error of their ways?
But you can't make anyone realize anything. You are not God. You can't even make yourself realize anything. What makes you think going into their hell is going to help them realize anything? All they're going to do is judge you even more so.
Yeah. That makes sense.
What family feuds do you have going on? You don't have to have a feud going on with them. Let them argue by themselves. Let them say what they want to say by themselves. And you're not supposed to be arguing back with the devil, period, inside of you or the devil inside of others. Let them argue about it. You're not a part of their argument. That's their argument. Don't make their hell your hell.
Should I, if anyone in my family ever decides to apologize, should I talk to them then, or should I just not talk to any of them anymore?
Why would you think about that when that's not what's happening? Why are
I don't know.
you
I guess because it seems like some people are starting to wake up about how bad Biden is and the Democrats, and since I have so many people in my family, I have a hope that someone will wake up in my family and realize that, they're on my side now, and I don't know. I guess it's just a fantasy.
Why are you playing God?
I hate being isolated from my family when I used to be very close to everybody.
But you were never close. It was all fake. It was never real. It was an illusion. Because had you been close to them and it been real, if you were a Democrat, so-called Democrat or liberal, and now you're a conservative, nothing would have changed. You have the right to be what you want to be, and they have no
Yeah.
right to judge you. And it would not have interfered with the relationship with the family at all. It was always fake, and now you can see that. You should be glad to see it instead of wanting to be a part of it.
That's true. You're right. I think
You're
it's all
fantasizing
wishful
about
thinking.
what
It's all
you.
wishful thinking. Yeah, it's wishful thinking.
You got to come out of those thoughts. They're setting you up for a fall.
Mhm.
Those people don't love you, and you don't love them, and they don't love each other.
Yeah.
Because if they loved each other, they would not have taken side against you or against each other. They were, you know what? That's my cousin. She can be whatever she wants. She can do what she wants. I love her. It has nothing to do with what she does or don't do. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But it's you that wanted them. They don't want you around.
Yeah, I mean, there are some people in my family that they told my dad they want me to come.
But they didn't tell
And I
you
think
that.
there are some people, they want to bury the hatchet. Yeah, you're right. They haven't told me that. I have one aunt that has been sending me texts once in a while on holidays just saying, Merry Christmas, you know, Happy Thanksgiving, and that's about it. But so it seems like she's trying to reach out, but at the same time, if she really wanted to reach out, she would probably call me and apologize for calling me a fascist.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems as though the problem is you. You can't stand being alone.
Yeah. That's true.
Why
It's
can't?
not just my family; it's all my friends too. I mean, I lost all my friends when this happened as well, so I'm pretty isolated since this all happened.
But those were never friends. You keep calling them friends. You're calling your enemies your friends.
Mhm.
Because had they been friends and you switched parties, it would not have moved them at all because love conquers all. They would not have been bothered that you have changed your mind about how you want to live.
Yeah.
But you keep calling your enemies your friend. You should be glad they're gone and they're revealing themselves to you so that you can come out of this illusion of thinking you have friends when you didn't have any.
Mhm.
Are you married?
Yes.
Why don't you have children?
Yes.
So why do you need them?
Yeah.
No, that was a question.
Oh. I guess I don't.
But why do you think you do though? I don't understand.
Well, I guess because my whole life I thought I had at least a handful of close friends, and I had a large family that I thought I was close to, and for the last 4 years it's just different living. It's been different living with just my immediate family.
But you thought
And
you
my
had.
kids, yeah.
Go ahead. Your kids what?
Oh, I was just going to say, I still have a good relationship with my kids, especially my younger son, but my older son is also, he's still extremely liberal, and there's been a little bit of contention between him and I because of politics and religion since I converted. And so because I raised my kids to be atheists. So neither one of my kids believe in God. So that's been difficult to deal with now, too, realizing that I'm at fault for that because I raised them that way. And now I have to live with it because they don't want to listen to, they're both adults now. My son's 22 and my other one's 18. So it's too late for me to say, okay, we're Christian now.
Have you
So
apologized to them for doing that?
Yes.
And so if you have apologized, what is it that you have to live with now?
Living with the fact that I set them up to go to hell.
But that's all you
And
knew.
it's my
Can
fault?
you hold for me, Jenny?
Yes.
Hold on. Let me take a quick break, all right?
Okay.
Hey, Jenny.
Yes.
So you said you were an atheist when you had your sons, and you taught
Yes.
them the atheist thing, right? And you said
Yep.
that you've gone and apologized to them, right?
Yes.
And so, and you said, I guess I have to just live with that. What is it that you have to live with if you have apologized?
The consequences of my actions.
What consequences?
That I had a responsibility to raise them up the right way, and I failed at that, and now I have to worry about their souls, and it's just difficult to live with.
And so when you taught them those things, did you know any better?
I should have, but
Didn't you?
apparently I didn't.
Are you able to do better if you don't know better?
What do you mean by that?
You didn't know any better. You were atheist. That's all you knew. That's what you believed at the time, right?
That's what I believed at the time, but I was raised better than that, and I turned away from God. So I feel that I should have known, but
But you
that's
didn't.
what I believed at the time.
But you didn't know. You believed that at the time, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And so you went and apologized. Now that you know better, you went and apologized to your sons, right?
Yes.
And when you apologize to your son, what is there to live with then?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
No, that
I
was
can't
a question.
turn back.
What is there to live with if you have apologized?
Meaning that there's nothing more I can do right now?
So what is there to live with then?
Nothing, I guess. That's probably the devil just torturing me.
It's 100% the devil. Do you think it's coming from God?
No, I don't think it is.
So why are you listening to the devil? When will you stop worshiping the devil in your imagination?
I didn't think about it as worshiping the devil, but that's a good point. Because I know God has forgiven me.
God has never forgiven you because you have never done anything wrong.
Well, that's a theological debate that we might disagree on, but I believe God has forgiven me.
God, there's nothing for God to forgive you for because you have never done anything wrong. Are you disagreeing with me? Are you saying you have?
Because it wasn't me.
Are you
because
saying
it wasn't me? Is that what you're saying?
Are you saying that you have done wrong?
I feel that I have.
And who is the person that have done wrong?
Someone that I'm not anymore.
Who is the person that have done wrong? Describe that person to me. Who is that person?
The old me before I was born again.
Who was the old you? Who was the old? Describe the old you.
I was controlled by the devil. Someone that was controlled by the devil.
Who was the old you that was controlled by the devil? Describe that person.
Someone that was wrong and...
Who is Jenny?
Misled.
Who is?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Who is Jenny? Tell me who you are.
A daughter of God.
But you're telling me who you belong to, but who are you? Who is Jenny?
I don't know how to answer that.
Why not?
I don't know. It's a very deep question.
What's deep about knowing who you are?
I mean, do you want me to describe myself?
Yeah, I want you to describe.
Roles I play. I mean, a mother.
I want you to
I'm
describe
a wife.
Jenny. I want you to describe Jenny. Tell me who Jenny is.
I don't know how to answer that other than how I already did.
But who are you?
I'm someone who's trying to live rightly and obey God's commandments and love my neighbor as myself.
But you're telling me what
you're trying to do better.
You're telling me what you're trying to do, but you're not telling me who you are.
I said I'm a daughter of God. I don't know what else to. I don't know what else to say other than, a wife, mother.
So you say you belong to God. That's not who you are, but you belong to God. Who is the Jenny that belongs to God?
I don't know what kind of answer you're looking for there.
I want you to describe who you are. You're not telling me who you are. You're telling me what you do and who you belong to. And how do you know you belong to God?
Because I've given myself to Him, and I'm trying to live for Him.
And how did you give yourself to Him?
I had a conversion of heart, and I'm trying to live for Him.
And how are you trying to live for Him?
Trying to do His will on earth. Trying to be led by the Holy Spirit and pray for guidance and allow God's will to be done in my life.
You say you're trying to live for the Holy Spirit?
I'm trying to pray for the Holy Spirit to guide me, to show me God's will, and for God to give me the grace to accomplish His will.
And who is the person that's trying to do all that?
I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that.
But you describe all these things that
other than describing myself,
But you haven't described yourself yet. You describe all the things you do, but you haven't described who you are at all.
You mean my likes and dislikes and my interests and things like that?
No, I want to know who is the person Jenny. Not what you do, not how you feel, not who you belong to, but who are you?
I have no idea how to answer that.
But why not?
Other than saying, I like 80s music.
That's what you like.
In the Generation X, my age, I'm Italian.
But you still haven't
told. I'm Catholic.
If you know all you're doing is telling me all these things you do and you like and don't like and belong, but you never told me who you are.
Because that's a very strange. It's a basic question, but it's a deep question, and I have no idea.
Right.
Where you're going with it?
No.
What if I asked who you are? What would you say?
No, I would say I'm no one.
Okay. But you have a soul and you're living on earth. You are someone.
Am I my soul?
I would say so.
So,
I said, well, your body and soul. Soul.
Are you your body?
I would say half body, half soul creates
who
you are.
Are you, Jenny, your body?
Partially, I would say.
Are you your emotions?
No.
And so if you're not your body, if you're not your emotions, how can you be your body?
Your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit, right?
But how can you be your body if your body is just a house that God live in? How can you be your body?
I don't think I'm my body. I think that body and soul is connected and intertwined, and
The body
it's
has
not going to be.
the body is not connected to the soul at all. It's just a piece of dirt that you live in. It's a dirt house. and that dirt house is going to fall apart and dissolve and go away. What will happen to you when the dirt house is gone?
Your soul will be living for eternity.
And so, are you your soul or your body?
Well, right now I'm occupying my body, and I'm both. But at some point, for 99.999% of eternity, I'll just be my soul.
Who would you be if you didn't identify with your body, your emotions, your family, your past, and your future, your experiences? Who would you be if all those things were gone?
No one.
And why don't you just be no one then? Life would be easier if you were no one than it is by you thinking you're your body, your soul. You think you got friends, you have family members, you have this and that. Why not just be nobody?
You mean don't identify with any of those things?
Any
it
of
sounds
those.
very Buddhist.
Very what?
Your philosophy sounds very Buddhist.
What's a Buddha? Oh, that fat guy?
Yes. The fat guy at the Chinese restaurant.
Why not just be? Does God tell you identify with all those things?
No, but I think God wants you to identify with being a son or daughter of God, if you are.
Does God tell you to identify?
That's probably the only thing that you should identify as, if you are.
Does God tell you to identify as a son or daughter of His?
Well, He doesn't use that language, but...
And so why do you think you should identify with that?
I'm saying if you're identifying with anything, that should probably be what it is.
How about not identify with anything? Do you want to be free? Do you really want to know and live with God?
Yes.
Well, don't identify with anything.
That's your theology is very different.
It's in the Bible. I'm not making it up.
That's how I lived when I was an atheist, and I was doing yoga and I was meditating and
But
just
you
trying
identify
to have
with
an empty mind. And
well, I'm not telling you to have an empty mind. I'm telling you to watch those thoughts so the Father can take them away from you. Don't try
yeah,
to.
I agree with that.
You don't want to live with an empty mind. You want to overcome the mind, and you can only do that by being aware. And it's the awareness of the Father that would take away the darkness. I'm gonna have to run, but let me ask.
That's true. I agree. I agree with that.
And so, who is God?
I would say the summation of all that is good.
Where do you get that from?
God is the good, is everything that is good.
But how do you know what's good?
I would say from the Bible.
You don't know what's good. Just read the Bible. You don't know what's good just from reading the Bible.
You don't think the Bible has something to say about what is good? Because if we decide what is good, based on what we feel, that's
You can't decide
probably not as reliable.
You can't decide what's good or bad. There's not one person you ever met ever will meet that read the Bible and know what's good or bad.
Don't you think someone who bases their beliefs on what's good and bad according to what God said in the Bible is better than just making up their own definitions of what's good and bad?
Those who think they know what's good or bad from the Bible are making up their own good or bad.
They are, you said?
Yeah. That's why they're no good. They make up good and bad. It's all intellectual, and they have no idea what they're talking about. Good or bad cannot be made up. You have to live it. But are you doing my silent prayer, Jenny?
No, I'm Catholic, so I like you a lot, but there are certain theological differences that we have. So I believe in the tradition of the early church fathers and their interpretation of the Bible.
All
and
right. But let me just
I do my own prayer.
Let me tell you.
I do silent prayer, but it's not your. I don't know what your version of it is. I've seen it on your show, but I do.
Let me tell you
mental
this.
prayer, silent prayer.
Let me tell you this. As long as you do that, you're gonna always live in hell. You're gonna be in hell. You're gonna be miserable. You're gonna be living in your thoughts. You're gonna be wondering about this and wondering about that, and you will never know the truth until you be still and watch those thoughts, so the Father can take over. So you can stay in your little.
I do watch my thoughts.
You can stay in your little Catholic thing and do your little Hail Marys. It ain't gonna get you nowhere. But stay there. Don't leave because just keep doing it. See how far it gets you. You would never know God. You would never have peace. But
I have to disagree with you on that, Jesse.
Here's what I recommend. Do your little Hoopers Mary thing, and then be still to know the Father. And then next day, do your little Hoopers Mary, and then be still to know the Father. See which one works for you.
I do both.
You be still to know the Father?
Yes.
Why you do both?
Because I believe in different types of prayer for different reasons.
You don't even know what to pray for.
I do.
No, you don't. All your
How do you know?
All your prayers are vanity.
No, I don't think so.
I promise you they are. Because you don't know what you want. You don't know what to pray for. Why would you call anything other than that not vanity? You don't know what you want. But Jenny,
I do know. I do know what I want.
No, you don't.
I pray for peace. I pray for the Holy Spirit to show me what God wants me to do.
See, you don't know what you want. All your prayers are vain. It's all about you.
I pray for other people more than I pray for myself.
How you pray for someone else, you don't know what to pray for others.
I pray that they would find God and that they would be converted.
Why? Why are you praying for that? God is not praying for that.
Because I want everyone to go to heaven.
Why? God's not concerned about them going to heaven. Why are you?
What? You don't think God wants people to go to heaven?
He's not. He's already made the way. If you don't want it, he'll leave you in hell. He's not concerned.
True.
He's not concerned.
Let me
ask you this.
He wants everyone. He doesn't want anyone to go to hell.
He doesn't care either way.
He doesn't control you or force you.
Right.
To make
a
decision either way. But I think that he wants everyone in heaven.
Isn't in the Bible that you don't know what you want or you don't know what to pray for?
Yeah.
So why are you going against that, pretending that you do know what you want and that you do know what to pray for?
I think that means like specific things, like praying.
You making it. That's not what that means at all. You in your head with the devil making that up.
I pray for what God wants to happen in
No,
my
you
life.
don't.
Yes,
You don't
I do.
know.
I pray for
You
God's
don't know
will to be done
what
in
God
my life.
wants for you at all.
I know I don't. That's
So
why
how
I
you
don't
pray for it
so
then?
deeply.
But Jenny, listen, as far as the family reunion, I wouldn't go if I were you. But if you want to go, go.
Okay.
But they don't like you. You don't like them. I don't know why you need to go, but it's up to you.
Okay.
Call me again. I'm out of time.
Okay. Thank you.
That was amazing.
It was amazing.
All right.
What the?
What
Okay.
the?
What the?
Super chat. Thank you, Jenny.
Thanks.
Super chats.
In the first hour, we talked about how mothers don't love their children. There is no such thing as a mother loving her children. It doesn't exist, right? But they say it all the time. You always hear a mother's love is so special, and they make you think that the mothers love their children more than the fathers, and it's just not true. And I have more proof for you. Number one, if mothers love their children, mothers don't have love anyway, but let's say they love their children, why are the kids so screwed up? Why are they angry and emotional and depressed? And so, have somebody get this phone for Steve out there. And so I want to get back to him. And depressed, and the mothers turn the children away from the fathers, and the mother try to control the children all their lives and tell them what to do, when to go, and when to come, and what to say, and what to take at school, and everything. That's not love. That's hate. That's not love. But I want to show you, because of time here, and I want to get to a minute super chats and phone calls as possible in this last hour. I want to show you an example of what mother's love look like and what a mother's love is doing to the children. I want you to, this is what mother's love do to children. I was, my producer, a friend of mine called me and told me about this the other day. My producer told me this morning about a mob of 200 teens shut down a mall. A swarm of 200 teenagers caused a California mall to shut down over the weekend after they mobbed the building. After they mobbed the building, setting fire to a trash can and igniting illegal fireworks, police said. When you're looking at this film, you're looking at a mother's love. Watch this from KTLA 5.
Hey, K3! Teens gone wild. That's according to LASD officials who say more than 200 juveniles wreaked havoc at South Bay Pavilion Mall in Carson Saturday afternoon. Law enforcement swarmed the mall after getting reports that a large crowd of teenagers began lighting fireworks inside, setting a trash can on fire. Many of the teens seen scrambling outside as deputies set up a perimeter. At one point, they're seen jumping into bushes to detain the juveniles.
My nephew had got detained, and they had some kids had started a fire, put a fire in the trash cans.
Jamila Bowie's 16-year-old nephew was one of 73 teens apprehended Saturday night. She says the response by law enforcement was excessive.
I feel like they should only detain the ones that started the fire, not all the kids. It's only 30 people they said they have video of that started the fire.
Officers issued citations for failure to disperse and disturbing the peace. Parents had to come and pick up their children caught up in the activity, some saying their kids were falsely detained.
He's 11 years old, exactly. Not on no paperwork, never been in trouble, get straight A's. He's an athlete.
See, that's a mother's love. Excuses for the children because that's her nature. Isn't that amazing? But those kids allegedly setting fire in the mall and carrying on like that, had to shut the mall down. That's mother's love at work. That's not racism, because racism doesn't exist anyway. That's not slavery. That's not Jim Crow. That's not systemic racism. That's a mother's love. A mother's love will destroy you. That's why you must read. And I'm just all mothers, not just the black ones. All mothers, all must be born again of the Father. You got to overcome your anger. You got to because the anger, which is evil, and you're possessed, is causing you to do these kinds of things. And it's only going to get worse. It is the Old Testament. Forgiveness is the way out. There's never, ever, ever. I'm waiting for someone to let me know when Steve is ready, but no one is telling me. And they're taking a long time with Dave in South Carolina. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I need to go out and find out because I can't function, folks. And they're taking forever with Dave. It's not going to get better. Just know that you can't save the world. Stop trying to save the world. You can't save the world. You're deceiving yourself to think that you can. You can't. Leave the people in their hell. Your family members, your friends, your husband, your wife, your children. Leave people in their hell. Leave them alone. Let them stay in their and live in their misery. They love their misery. These kids love this hell that they're causing. It gives them a thrill. Why do you think they run and scream and have fun when they do it? They call it hell heaven. And they've been set up by their mothers and unprotected by their fathers, so they end up this way. It has nothing to do with but that. It's a spiritual battle. It got nothing to do with the white folks. It had nothing to do with no past anything. It's in the heart. The heart is wicked. Let me go to, is it Ali? Ali, a first-time call out of Philadelphia. Ali, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Jesse? How you doing?
All is well, sir.
So I actually called back a few months back, like 6 or 7 months ago, about a barber. Like, I'm a barber, and like the people at the shop were like, trying to like mess around with me or something. I don't know if you remember that. But
never ask a black man if he remembers.
All right, I guess not. But so I ended up opening up my own barbershop. I saved up money, opened it up, and it's been going real well. But for some odd reason, I keep thinking about it, and like every day I have this like weird sinking feeling in my stomach, and like I actually lost a couple of friends the last couple of months. I opened it up 2.5 months ago, and some of them like were calling me like self-absorbed and stuff, and they just kind of cut me off, and it was just really weird how everything is working out, or like happening in my life. And I guess I've just been going through this past 2 weeks. I've been going through this bout of like severe like loneliness that I don't think I really ever felt. I was never really one of those guys that felt all this loneliness and anxiety, but all I think of every day is like, the shop's going real well, but I just keep thinking about it. I don't know why. And, like a couple of my friends left, and, I don't know. It's just been really weird.
Did they leave because of the way you've been acting?
Yeah, honestly. I mean, look, I'm open 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, and I'm there the whole 10 hours. And I really want this to work. So I'm there, and I'm handing out cards. I'm gaining a clientele, and some of them were at. What's up?
No, go ahead. Finish the point.
Some of them were asking me to go out, and I try to. I really do, and I haven't taken any days off because I'm trying to start it up. I'm trying to be there, and so a couple of them were like calling me self-absorbed, and so I went in the group chat and confronted them about it. The guy that said it didn't answer me, and the rest of the guys actually like stopped asking me to hang out. So now it's like the 6 friends that I've had don't want to hang out anymore, and it's, I don't know, it just feels weird, man. And the shop, like I said, has been working out. So that's the weird part about the whole thing, is that I'm doing well. and it's working. But and now I constantly think negatively about the shop. Like the negative thoughts are so overpowering.
Yeah.
It's this like newfound loneliness. It's
And
really
your
it's just
question
weird,
for
man.
me is what?
I guess what do I do? I don't know. Like I don't know how to.
One thing and one thing only. Maybe two, but one for sure. Stop loving your misery. You love your hell. That's why you worship the devil in your thoughts. You love it. Those thoughts are lying to you, and you know that they're straight out of hell, but you love living in your misery. You love the thrill of being afraid, of worrying, and doing it. Otherwise, you would stop listening to the thought. You're saying exactly what is wrong. It's the thoughts. And you've heard me say that all thoughts are all lies all the time. But you love your thoughts. That's why you still believe them. Why don't
But
you
if
stop
I
believing those thoughts?
I really don't know. I found myself kind of diving back into the thoughts that I had as a kid too, and I like follow these patterns that I used to do as a kid, where I would like do certain things at certain times of days, and like I fell back into that.
Why don't you
And I
drop
know
it? Just drop it. Stop believing the thoughts. The thoughts are not from God, and they're not from you, and they got you believing lies, and you're going to end up destroying your business and everything else because you believe lies.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know.
The thoughts are they your thoughts?
Nah, man. Look, every single time I have one of these thoughts, the reality of it comes like whatever I think of, I'll think the most negative thing, and then that day comes, and it's the complete opposite. I start flourishing, and positivity comes up. So in my mind, I'm like, wow, that was that was way off.
So why do you still believe thoughts then?
It's so strong. Like, I'll wake up. Like for example, today, I woke up. It's my day off, and I woke up with just this lonely feeling in my stomach at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and the thoughts were just going crazy. And I haven't been listening to you for too long, but I know that you do say that from time to time, that you wake up and it just hits you in the face, and it just like really it kills me like in the morning, like 5 or 6 in the morning, and it just goes crazy. I don't know.
Do you want to stop loving your hell? You want to stop loving your misery?
I do.
Then
Yeah, I do.
Do the silent prayer and watch those thoughts and let them pass. Just go through them, watch them, but don't call them you, and let them pass because they are evil. You're possessed in the mind and emotions in your body. You're possessed, and you need that to be taken away from you, but you can't take it away from you. You need to watch it, and watching it, the Spirit of the Father would take away all darkness.
You're not wrong. It's like I'm looking for something to be mad at too. Like it's really weird. Like I'm looking at people close to me to be mad at, but I know that they're not doing anything wrong.
Right.
So like I find myself just sitting in this weird anger, but on the external part of it, not the internal. Everything actually is going well. So
Yeah.
it's just this weird catch-22 where I'm like.
But if you keep listening to thoughts and going along with them, you're going to bring misery upon yourself.
I mean, it already is kind of happening, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Misery upon myself.
Because you listen to evil, and you won't have anyone to blame but you, because you listen to evil rather than letting evil pass.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, what do you mean by letting evil pass? Because sometimes I can't really control it. Like, I practiced those things a year ago and getting rid of intrusive thoughts and really living in reality. Like, being very hyper-focused. Like, okay, this is a door. This is a lamp. Like, and it worked. But the last couple of weeks, it's just been going AWOL. Like, everything's been going crazy.
Because you stop doing it. You stop watching. And so as a result of stop watching them, you went unconscious again. Now you're back in hell.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I'll drive and
why did you stop working on yourself? Why did you stop?
Why did I stop? I don't really know, man. I'm not even going to lie. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I would say that I don't know.
You love your hell. That's why you stopped. You don't love heaven, because if you love heaven, If you love the truth, you would have stayed with it. But you love your hell. That's why you stopped working on you. You became unconscious, and now you love complaining about your hell. You love feeling the hell. You loved telling everybody about your hell, and that's why nobody want to be around you.
Right. Yeah, man. That's funny. Listen, all right. So what do I mean, all right. I don't know.
Go back to the silent prayer. If you haven't been doing it, start doing it. And all you got to do, what I'm telling you is all you got to do. There's no more to do about this except watch those thoughts and go through them, live with them, watch them, and the spirit of truth, the spirit of love, the spirit of the Father will destroy all the darkness inside of you, inside of your mind and your heart, and you'll be free.
Just by watching the thoughts, like...
I promise you, just by watching the thought and doing nothing about them, don't call them you, don't blame, don't give them name, just watch them, and they will be taken away from you because you're possessed. All human beings are possessed with spirits, evil spirits in the mind and in the body, emotions, right? And it's not you. They're not even in you. They're in your body and mind, but they're not in you. But you identify with your body, so you think it's you.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I started watching reality versus my thoughts like 3 months ago, and it's so crazy how different they are, and how it's just weird to see how altered and distorted your thoughts are. But it's uncontrollable sometimes. Like in times like this, the last 2 weeks, I don't know what it is, but it's like it feels real. It feels very real. Like I have to be mad at this person. And I know, yeah, you're right. I do sound like I'm complaining, but
feel. I understand. You do feel the pain in your body. You do feel those thoughts and aware of those thoughts, but you believe that they're you, and that's why it seems real. But they're not you. They're not you at all. So you need to quietly say to yourself, "I see the pain. I feel the pain. I see the thoughts. I see the thought. I feel the pain, but it's not me." And eventually, you won't have to say it, because reality will set in, and you would see that it's not you, and they would be taken away from you. It's not you, Ali. It's not you, but you got to work on you. You got to seek the kingdom of God first, and everything else will be added. Your business will work, and everything will be fine.
Okay, I haven't crashed out yet, so I haven't snapped at anybody yet.
Have you done the silent? Do you do the silent prayer?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is only the shop's been open 2.5 months, and for some odd reason, it all started 2 weeks ago when my friends all kind of did that whole gossipy, ditching, not being friends with me anymore. And now
let those people go. Those are not your friends. No such thing as friends anyway. But let them go and just work on your life. Let them go and just work on your life. You're not responsible for anyone. You don't owe anyone anything. It's not, and the people that don't want to play with you, you wish them well, but don't try to be around them because they'll end up destroying you. You see that their hearts are wicked. Be glad to see it. That's your protection from God. But don't judge them. Don't be angry at them. You just continue to work on you. And that feeling of being alone, you say you felt lonely, right?
Yeah, it's indescribable. I've never had it.
And who felt lonely?
Okay, I know what you're saying. Like the false me, the me that believes in the thoughts and
right.
And
so why do you say you felt lonely? It wasn't you at all. That's one of those evil spirits inside of you. It's not you.
I mean, look, but it's physical sometimes, man. Like it really. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I'm not even gonna lie. Like sometimes I feel like puke.
But here's what you do: get back on track. Right now is every day is a new day. Every moment is a new moment. Forget about what has happened. Don't think about what's going to happen. Start right now living in this very moment. You have a new start right now. And don't try to make up for anything that has happened. You can't make up. When it happened then. When it ended then. All you have is right now. So start anew right now.
Yeah, sometimes I feel shame the last 2 weeks. Like, damn, I really just fell back into that. I can't believe it.
But
So I'll
don't
start
judge
feeling
yourself.
this way.
There is no you to fall back into anything. There is no Ali, nowhere. You don't even know who that is. But when all this darkness, when all the thoughts and feelings disappear, the real you will appear, and then you know who you are. Right now, you don't know who you are at all. No one does.
What do you mean the real you?
The real you will appear when the fake you disappear.
Okay.
You're not your body. You're not your thoughts. You're not your feelings. You're not your emotions. You're not your fears. You're not the fake love. You're not a friend. You're not an enemy. You're not a sinner. You're not a saint. You're not right. And you're not wrong. You're none of the things that you think you are. It's all thoughts. It's just thoughts. And it's not real.
All right.
So go back to the silent prayer. Do it every morning and night. And during the day, be aware. Bring your mind back to your body when you're caught up in your head about stuff. And those people that's gone, wish them well and be glad that they're gone. Those were your enemies, not your friends.
And what if they come? What if they come back? Like a woman in my life, like from like ages ago. We were just friends, nothing romantic. But she, like she lashed out at me one day and left, blah 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 blah. And then she came back like a week ago in my life, and I started to feel real angry and like.
Don't let her back in your life. Period. You let the devil back in your life, and don't argue with her. Just don't let her tell her she can't be in your life, and wish her well, and you continue to live your life.
Damn. All right. That's kind of rough, though. I mean,
what?
You know, I mean that's a lot, man. Like, you know,
what's a lot?
I guess the journey. It's been it's a lot. That's
What's
all.
a lot?
But the journey of like getting rid of the thoughts, wishing people well, forgiveness, all that stuff, and you know.
Do you want to be free?
Overall. Yeah, I mean, there's no going back now.
Right. Then you got to overcome the illusion. All you're doing is overcoming illusions about you.
Right, yeah. Sometimes I'll listen to music on like full blast for like an hour and go dive deep in the illusions. Lately, I've been turning off the music like 10 minutes in, and I'm like, all right, what are you doing? This is weird. But, you know.
Go back to it, Ali. You're going to and stay on that journey, no matter how difficult, no how long it takes. It doesn't matter. You're going to have to travel this alone, but you're going to love it if you stay with it. You got to stay with it and stay with it. And just know that all thoughts are all lies. Any thoughts about you and there's an illusion about you, all lies all the time. All thoughts are all lies all the time. I promise you that, man. And if you stay with it, I promise you all illusion about you will be destroyed and you will be free.
Okay.
But tell that woman you don't want her back in your life. Don't let her back in.
Why? She seemed nice, though, when she came into my life. She seemed like she was just wishing me well and stuff.
But right, the devil would do that when he try to come back into your life.
All right. I'll say it. I'll do it. No problem.
Let me know how it goes.
All right. Thanks, Jesse.
All right, buddy. What a mess! Either you get on that straight and narrow and stay there, or you fall apart. You fall off, you're off, and then you're in trouble. Let me go quickly to Mark, our first time call out of Miami, Florida. Mark, welcome to the show. You're on the air. There's a line open at 888-77 Jesse. Hey, Mark.
Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
Nice to hear from you, man.
You too.
Hey. I need some manly advice, man.
All right.
So I'm 33 years old, and I purchased an apartment like during COVID. And a year before COVID, my father had passed away. So me and my mom were living in our house that we used to have with my father. That my sister and her husband, that they kind of like took over the house. They took over like the payments of the house and everything. So we all lived together. But, you know, I thought it was my time to move out. So So I lived by myself. My sister and my mother had a fallout, and my mom left the house, and now she's actually suing my sister, but she's living with me. And I just want to know, like, am I beta for taking my mom in? Give me some suggestions.
100% beta. She got to move immediately.
She got to move immediately.
She's going to make you her husband. You're never going to be happy.
All right. Absolutely.
And if she's suing your sister, she'll sue you.
That's what I was thinking, too. I actually thought about that yesterday.
See, you're getting all the signs from within, but you're not paying attention to them and obeying them. But, and is she able to work for herself and take care of herself?
My mother's retired.
So she's able to work if she wanted to work.
I don't think so.
She get retirement money, right? My point is she doesn't have to live with you. If she doesn't want to get her own place or go back to where her sister, her daughter live, she can go to a retirement place. They have beautiful places for low-income people like that, retired people. But
but I don't know that the Hispanic in me, like, we've always said that we have to take care of our parents. I don't know if that's just what Hispanics say or if that's just
You never said that on your own. Your mother convinced you of that while growing up, and you think those are your own words, and they're not.
Okay.
How are you going to have a life if you're stuck with your mama? She's going to make you her husband.
Yeah, you're right. She keeps suggesting to leave. Like whatever money that she's gonna get out of my sister, that she's willing to leave. Should I like encourage her to leave, or I usually just tell her to like stay.
You're gonna regret that you invited her to stay. She should be encouraged to leave and leave as soon right now. There's no reason for your mother to be living with you. And it should not be. Your only job toward your mother is not to resent her. Have you forgiven her?
I think so, man.
You should tell her that.
I mean, what is there to forgive her? She was a pretty good mom to me my whole life.
No, she wasn't. If she was a pretty good mother, she wouldn't be living with you.
Okay.
What was good about her? When you say pretty good, what was pretty good about her?
I mean, she was always there when I needed, love, when I needed a hug. She always used to cook for me. She kept the house clean. She showed me what a good wife is to my father.
And so what was good about her?
What was good about her? That she would help my father at work. They would work together. She was always helping him. That was something good, I guess.
And so what would, you said your mother was pretty good. What was pretty good about her?
I don't know. She never disrespected me. She was a good cook.
So you're telling me all the things that she did, and she was supposed to do those things. She was your parent. It was her job to feed you, house you, because she had you. That wasn't your job. It was her job. But you still didn't tell me anything that was good about her. You told me what she did, but you didn't tell me what's good about her.
But, like you say, and like the Bible says, no man is good.
So what was good about your mother?
I don't know though. Like, what are we saying? What are we thinking that's a good thing? Can you give me like an example of what is something good that somebody does?
But you the one said that you the one said that your mother was a pretty good mother, and I asked you what was good about her. All you told me what she did, but you didn't tell me one thing that was good about her.
I mean, she didn't lie. She didn't steal.
She made you think that you're responsible for her as an adult. And that's the truth or a lie?
I guess she made me think that, but I also think like my family made me think that. Like,
of course.
I always thought like,
but it always comes from the mothers in the families. It's not the fathers that's making you think you got to take care of them. It's the mothers that make you think that. and they brainwash you so that they can use you for their own personal gain.
Right. Right. And she's also trying to turn me against my sister, which is something I really don't like and appreciate because I love my sister.
And that's evil. I thought you said there was something good about her. So far, you just name evil stuff about her, but nothing good.
No, you're right, Jesse. You're right. You're making me realize these things, man.
And if she's trying to turn you away from your sister, she's going to do the same thing to you when you tell her she got to move. She's going to turn on you. And she's going to go and build an army against you. She's going to tell the family member how horrible you are. You told her she got to move. And she cooked for you. And she fed you. And she gave you hugs. And she gave you kisses when you were growing up. None of that, those things with love at all. But if she's doing this to your sister, what?
That's what she's doing to my sister. She turned my whole family against my sister.
And she's going to do it to you if you ever muster up the nerve to tell her she got to go. Your mother is evil.
Right.
That's why your father couldn't handle her, because she was evil and he was married to his mother. He never understood how to deal with his own mother, and you become attracted to the when you be angry at your mother, you become attracted to what you hate, and every woman you get involved with will be the spirit of your mother, and you'll become the boy, and she'll become the mama. But you got to. And what do you say to your mother when she tried to turn you away against your sister?
I explained to her what I know about the situation and how I don't take sides, and how I'm not taking any sides, and how I still love my sister and that I respect my sister, and that I would appreciate it if she would not try to make me turn against her.
Nice.
And that I think it's very wrong and ugly.
Let her know
making me try to hate my sister.
And let her know she's evil for doing that, and that. And the fact that she can do that to your sister, she'll do it to you. She's the only reason she hasn't done it to you yet because you won't stand up to her.
Yeah.
Don't be
you're probably right. You're absolutely right.
Don't be a mama's boy. Don't be a beta.
Don't be a beta.
Have you forgiven her for what she's done to you?
I guess not.
And why not? How will you overcome her if you don't forgive her for recreating you in her image and turning you away from your father? If you don't forgive her, how will God forgive you and take her spirit away from you?
I guess I haven't realized I have to forgive her.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Are you say your father expired?
Yeah, my father, he did. No, yeah, he expired, and I remember my father being he wasn't abusive to my mother, but he was very strong, very he would put her in her place, I guess you could say, but in a respectful way. He would never hit her or anything like that.
Right.
But he would. Yeah, and we told him one time, hey, we came as a family together and told him he should stop that, and that wasn't nice. But I think he had knowing now the things that are happening now, I realized that my father had a point in what he was doing.
He did.
He had to be like that.
She was evil. He was trying to deal with the evil in her and didn't know how. And your mother pretended to be a victim so that you guys can think she was a victim and identify with her. And she turned you away from your father. And now you have her image. You've been set up.
Oh man, what a mess.
And the only way you're going to overcome it, you must, once you see it for yourself, you got to go and forgive her. Hey, mother, I'm sorry for resenting you, turning me away from my father. You pretend to be the victim. And I realize now you can't help yourself because your mother hates her mother. What she's done to you and your sister, her mother did it to her, and it goes on from generation to generation until somebody say, I'm sorry, and God changed that person's heart, and then the next generation has a chance. It would be of love and not of hate. But you got to face your mother and forgive her for what she's done to you.
All right. You're absolutely right. I appreciate you, Jesse, man. Thank you so much for the conversation.
You're welcome. Are you familiar with my silent prayer?
With the silent prayer?
Yeah.
Not really.
Go
I know about praying privately in the closet and like talking to God there. Like, yeah.
Go to
know about that.
go to rebuildingaman.com/prayer. Rebuildingaman.com/prayer. And I recommend you start doing that so you can wake up, you can see, and God will guide you. You still can do your little hooping and hollering in the prayer closet, whatever. But once you're done hooping and hollering, be still and know God.
Absolutely.
All
Find
right.
him first, right?
Huh?
Seek him first.
Yes, absolutely. Seek what's right first, and everything will be fine. It'll be amazing for you.
I appreciate it, Jesse. Thank you so much.
I wish you well.
Thank you. You too.
All right,
I
buddy.
hope to call you again.
Okay,
Bye.
absolutely. 888-7753-773. Let me go to first time call out of Canada. Mac. Mac, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
How you doing, buddy?
All is well.
Awesome. I just want to say, yeah, you're awesome, man. And I've been listening to you for about 6 years. And the first time I started listening to you, I started watching my wife. She just started going crazy, and then all of a sudden, she took the kids and ran away, and I was really sick. And then all of a sudden, the cops come, drag me out of the house. And
you said you were really what?
Sick.
Okay.
I had been sick for a couple of years,
You like physically sick?
Yeah, physically. I drove truck all my life.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah, anyways, and so I ended up calling you back then. She had thrown me out on the street, and anyways, make a long story short, you were right on everything. I called you, and then, but I was kind of pissed at you or whatever, because, I felt like, as soon as I started listening to Jesse, everything went crazy. And then, but I was an idiot, and then I had got myself all set up. I had a nice house, and she wouldn't let me talk to the kids for like a year. And she had like a protection order against me and tried to make me go to counseling, and I did all that. She put me in jail and everything. And,
what?
And then, yeah, and then, anyways, and then I was an idiot, and then so I get this nice house, and she hears that I'm doing really good, and then she lets the kids come back, and then she kind of sucks me back.
Wow.
And I just love my kids, so I'm like, okay, I'll go back. And then the same thing, I started to get better, and I started to make a few moves to get my life back on track, and being all sneaky, right? She was crazy. She's always irrational and whatever, and she would just try to pick fights all the time. I just ignored her, and then on Friday last week, I come home from getting.
Speak up just a little bit for me, Mac.
What's that?
Speak up a little bit, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. But anyways, so Friday she leaves me again, takes the kids, and tries to have the cops, come throw me out again. But I knew what she was doing, so I called the cops myself, and but I'm just in this crazy war. But you're right about everything. Like, once you get used to the rejection, and you're not like simping for a girl,
right?
You can start to see everything. But 100%, they need a man, but they need a strong man. And if you don't control the right woman properly, if you give them any power, they won't give it up. And,
yeah,
they'll put you through hell.
Absolutely, you cannot give women any power at all. You cannot, not one iota. Because it's not in her nature, she doesn't know what to do with it, and she will destroy you with it.
100%, and she's got all the kids against me, but I don't care. It's like, whatever. I love you guys, but you guys all want to hate me.
Yeah,
whatever.
That's right.
And she's got them all convinced that I'm this bad guy.
Yeah.
And you can't even be a dad. You can't even make a dad decision without everybody. It's like there's just this mean crowd, and you're going against them all the time, and you can't be a man. you know? So it's like you just got to step out and say, look, whatever, reject me. I'm going to go do my thing. And I met a guy who was awesome. He had like 43 kids. He wasn't a dad.
43?
Yeah, he had 43 kids. He was trying to beat his dad, who had 45. He was a guy from Africa.
I was going to ask you, was he black?
Yeah, he was black. He was a huge black guy. Like, he was a stud, right? So the chicks, he could get chicks all the time. But anyway, the funny thing was that he didn't raise any of his kids, but he built this huge, like, mansion, and they all came to live with him in the end.
Wow.
But you're awesome, man. You provide awesome service. You're like a master counselor, man. And everything you say is spot on.
So have you called the show before, or did I counsel with you?
No, I talked to you over the phone about 5 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And then...
Hold on, Matt. Can you hold on for a minute?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let me take a quick break. Let me go quickly back to Mac out of Canada. I put Mac on hold. Mac going through this stuff with his family, his wife. According to Matt, left him, took his children, and then he started seeing the kids. Then he made a stupid mistake by letting her come back. Then she got mad, went away again with the kids. Am I right, Mac?
Yeah, that's it, man. But I'm glad I listened to your show because now it doesn't bother me. You know, instead of last time she called the cops on me, I called the cops on her.
Nice.
Yeah, and so the kids, they weren't talking to me, and then last night they're slowly coming back, and I said, you can come back anytime, you know, and but whatever, like, I'm not going to...
How old are the kids?
They're like teenagers, you know.
Oh, okay. How many you have?
Yeah, they know it. I have 3 kids, yeah.
Okay. But, Matt, I want to encourage you to continue to seek the kingdom of God his right way, and don't put anyone or anything before what's right, for loving God. And so if people want to be in your life, fine. If they don't, fine. It wouldn't bother you either way because you will be at perfect peace with what is right.
For sure. And I don't mind being alone. You know, it's like...
That's right.
It doesn't bother me. Yeah, and you're right. And you do a great job with your show, and I just want to thank you.
You're welcome. Let me ask, when you had called the police on her, did they put her in jail?
No, they end up just kind of, checking it up on her, like they kind of, they kind of look around and see everything's okay and that kind of stuff. But she's putting the kids through all this trauma for nothing.
Yeah.
And
she's evil.
And it was funny. Funny because before I started listening to your show, I started to realize all the crap my mom did to me,
Yeah.
But my parents died, quite a long time ago, and I forgave her too because it's like she was just, she wasn't right in her head. But women aren't right in their head. They need a man, and they need a man to control them. And if any, like that last guy, you gave that last guy great advice. The whole him giving her the money, big, huge mistake.
Yeah.
And you got to control everything. You can't give them zero control.
Yeah.
You got to tell them what to do, 100%.
Well, you stay on that straight and narrow path, and then don't let this woman con you back into letting her back in your life, because if she's not working on herself, Matt, she's trying to destroy the light. Even though the darkness cannot destroy the light, she want to destroy the peace that you have so that she can have control over you.
100%. Yeah, I'm done with her, 100%.
Right on.
So,
stay with it. Go ahead.
I might jump on a motorcycle and come see you.
Anytime. Come on down.
Yeah, come to church or something. Yeah.
Nice.
But all right, brother. Thanks again.
Good to talk to you, Mac. I wish you well.
You as well, bro.
Thank you, buddy.
Take care.
All right.
Okay.
Bye. What a mess. So you've heard me, and then I'm going to get to your calls and super chats here. You heard me talk about the wicked witch of the West, right? With the low IQ, Maxine. Maxine War. And known to most of the blacks, not all, but most, they call her Auntie Maxine now. They love bad aunties and bad mamas and bad big mamas. Because so Maxine Waters, according to this report from CNN, Maxine Waters was in a interview during an interview there on CNN, and Maxine was trying to get her hair done, fixed up. I was like, is that a wig or what? What the? Maxine is trying to fix her hair. Maxine, you're supposed to have, I guess it was so early, I don't know if this interview happened last night or this morning, but maybe it was too early to get her hair in the right way. What the? But she is a mess with this hair deal. What's up with the hair? Maxine Waters, so-called Representative Maxine Waters, adjusted her hair for 25 seconds on the air during a female host question. And this is from CNN. I don't know what somebody, what that about. I'm sorry? Oh, so could we just get it from CNN, or do we need to mention that too? I'm sorry? You can, or do we need to? Oh, okay. So I got it now. I'm listening to my ear here. CNN via Greg Price. Watch this soundbite.
They've seen President Biden. They've lived through his presidency. They've also seen former President Trump. They've lived through his presidency.
No,
they've heard these arguments about democracy, about the fate of the election, and yet Trump is not only winning, but winning increasingly by a larger margin. So what is the plan among Democrats to change that trajectory? It sounds like you're talking about saying and doing all the same things, but do you believe that something needs to change?
I think we need to keep working.
I need a mirror. I don't know what she said. I'm looking at my hair. About to fall off. What the?
What the?
The Wicked Witch of the West. It's interesting is that the blacks in South Central LA and wherever other part of the district Maxine so-called represent, that Maxine Waters Lord, this is a mess. I need a mirror. This thing feel like it's about to fall off. But anyway, it's interesting to me that Maxine Waters have represented the blacks over there in South Central LA and whatever part of the South Central over there that she represents. And forever, ever since I've been in, it seems, I don't know when she got in, but it looked like she's been there ever since I've been in California. And I've been here since 1968. And so she got in 1991, I'm told, by Hake. I don't know where he get that from, but Hake said it. So if you yell at Hake. That's according to Wikipedia. And Maxine Waters has not done one thing good for South Central at all. Zero. And she promised at a town hall once, and I was there, so I heard it. The Republicans want to take away y'all, projects, but I'm not going to let them do it. And she named Jordan Downey and all those different projects over there where the blacks are stacked up in. And she said, I'm not going to let the Republicans take them away from you. And not only am I not going to let the Republicans take away your project meaning government homes, apartments. And not only am I not going to let the Republicans take them away from you, I'm going to build some new ones for you, too. I'm going to give you some new of those places. And they applauded and praised the Lord. It was at a church. It was being held at Crenshaw Christian Center there. And they applauded and praised the Lord. Thank you for the project. And she lived in $1 million home. $3 to $4 million home, somewhere in that range, according to the reports. And she promised them more projects, and they applauded. They applauded. They were happy. I guess because they free or little or no rent you have to pay, they applauded. The men and the women, black. What's wrong with the blacks? They applauded. And I was stunned. I couldn't believe I'm looking at this. I'm thinking, what the? Maxine and her family living high on the hog. But she promised the black people who voted for her, you're going to stay in the project. Don't worry, we got some news for you. It was a sad way to live, huh? It's no wonder they have no hope. And I don't blame Maxine Waters because these were grown people, grown men and women, adults, applauding and praising God for more projects. And Maxine Waters is wrong for that. I understand that. She's using them for her personal gain. But I can't blame them. They let her do it. They want it. Grown people. And then they blame the white man. They have someone to blame, so still they're taking it off themselves by blaming the white man. They call the white man superior. White supremacy. The blacks don't believe. They truly believe. It's funny. The blacks truly believe that white people are superior to them. And then there are whites who truly believe that the Jews are superior to them. They're going after the Jews and blaming the Jews in the same manner that the blacks are blaming the whites, because they believe that the Jews are superior to them. And listen to their complaint. The Jews own everything. The Jews control this and the Jews control that. Doesn't that sound like hopelessness, helplessness, and blaming somebody else that you can't do it? It's a big old world. If the Jews control this, why don't you go and start your own and control that? If the whites control this or that, why don't you go and start your own thing? You can do it too. If you want to do it. But victims are always blaming. It's a sign of being lost too. It's a sign of being angry and lost. And somebody blaming somebody and somebody blaming everybody. Lost, weak people blame others. And it's pathetic because this is a big old country and a big old world. There's a lot of room. You can do your own thing. And that way you don't, and can't nobody hold you back. I remember during the so-called civil rights movement, the worst thing that ever happened to the blacks, by the way, the so-called civil rights, because there's no such thing as civil rights. When they started that movement and the blacks followed Martin Luther King and others right into the cafes of white people, and they were their own businesses, white cafes and white whatever else, buses and everything, and they followed Martin Luther King and Jesse Jackson and others right into white people businesses, private businesses that they got up every morning and through sweat and tears, they went and built their own restaurant or whatever they have. They're like, you gotta serve me. You gotta serve me coffee. You gotta serve me this. I'm like, and then the older black people said, they don't have to serve you. That's their business. They can do what they want. Suppose they spit in it. You try to force yourself on these people. And my grandparents used to tell us, don't go down there in all that mess. These people have a right to do what they want with their own business. And if somebody don't want you at their house, you don't have a right to be mad that someone else don't want you in their home. You say, oh, okay, see you later. They have a right to it, and you're wrong for being mad. But the blacks imposed themselves, and then the whites ran. And they've been running ever since. And they ain't running for Jesus. They're running from the blacks. What a sad human beings that human nature is evil. Human beings are evil. And you must be born again. If you want to overcome that, you can overcome it, and you can be free right here on earth. You don't have to wait to die. Or you can stay in your misery. You're already in hell, right? Already in Hades. You're in hell already. Anyone that has anger, suicidal thoughts, depression, loneliness, looking for love, need some type of approval, look for somebody to be friends with, blaming others, whatever, right? You're living in Hades already, in hell. Don't worry about going to hell. You're already in hell. You have to figure out how to overcome hell. But you're already there. You ain't got to wait until you die to go to hell. You already live in hell. You're miserable. And a pathetic person. It doesn't have to be that way, though. It's up to you. But most people have chosen hell over heaven. They don't want a way out. What do you mean a way out? Are you telling me that all I got to do is watch what's happening in me and everything will work itself out? Yes. No, that's too, I ain't got time for that. That's too simple. I need something difficult, they say. So do you do the silent prayer? No. Oh, Lord. They love their misery. Leave people in their hell and don't be mad at them for wanting to be in their hell. They have a right. And hell is on earth inside of human beings. And heaven is on earth inside of those who've overcome the hell, which are far and few. Far and few. Way more in hell than it is out of hell, because most people love their hell.